On July 27, 1953, the Korean Armistice Agreement was signed in Panmunjom, ending 3 years of brutal warfare that claimed millions of lives. This agreement established a ceasefire but left Korea divided along the 38th parallel, creating the Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ. The DMZ became a 4 kilometers wide buffer zone, marking the world's most heavily fortified border. Despite the ceasefire, no peace treaty was signed, leaving the two Koreas technically still at war. This moment froze the conflict, turning the DMZ into a Cold War symbol. Following the armistice, the DMZ was physically demarcated as a 160-mile-long buffer zone spanning the Korean peninsula. Engineers and soldiers from both sides worked to erect barbed wire fences, watchtowers, and landmines, creating an impenetrable barrier. The DMZ was designed to prevent further conflict, but it also became a stark symbol of division. Over time, the zone evolved into a no-man's land, patrolled by heavily armed troops. This rigid division would have lasting consequences for the Korean people. The DMZ's creation tore apart countless families, leaving them stranded on opposite sides of the border. Many never saw their loved ones again, as travel across the DMZ was strictly prohibited. Elderly Koreans were often seen weeping at the border, holding up handwritten letters or photographs. Entire villages were abandoned, their residents displaced by the war. This human tragedy remains one of the most poignant legacies of the Korean conflict, a reminder of the cost of division. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, the DMZ became a flashpoint for Cold War tensions. Skirmishes between North and South Korean soldiers were frequent, with both sides maintaining a heavy military presence. Propaganda loudspeakers blared messages across the border, and underground tunnels dug by North Korea were discovered. The DMZ was a constant reminder of the unresolved conflict, with each side preparing for potential escalation. This era solidified the DMZ's reputation as one of the world's most dangerous borders. The 1970s and 1980s saw an escalation in surveillance and infiltration along the DMZ. North Korea sent spies across the border, while South Korea and the US deployed reconnaissance drones and night vision technology to monitor movements. Defections became headline news, with dramatic escapes captured on camera. The DMZ was a battleground of espionage, with both sides engaged in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. This period underscored the DMZ's role as a Cold War frontier. Diplomatic efforts to ease tensions in the 1990s and 2000s often collapsed, leading to renewed provocations. Naval clashes near the northern limit line and artillery exchanges kept the region on edge. North Korea's missile tests and nuclear ambitions further destabilized the peninsula. Summits between leaders offered fleeting hope, but agreements were rarely upheld. The DMZ remained a powder keg, with each incident reminding the world of the unresolved conflict. Paradoxically, the DMZ's strict no-go zone has allowed nature to thrive, creating an accidental wildlife sanctuary. Rare species like the red-crowned crane and Amur leopard have found refuge in the untouched forests and wetlands. Abandoned guard posts now serve as nesting sites for birds, while deer roam freely through minefields. Scientists study this unique ecosystem, calling the DMZ a de facto nature reserve. This ecological wonder stands in stark contrast to the zone's militarized history. In recent years, the DMZ has become a surreal tourist attraction, drawing visitors curious about its history. Panmunjom's blue conference huts, where armistice talks were held, are now iconic landmarks. Tourists leave hopeful messages at the border, envisioning a reunified Korea. While the DMZ remains a symbol of division, it also represents the possibility of reconciliation. These visits highlight the enduring human desire for peace, even in the shadow of conflict. Despite moments of diplomacy, tensions along the DMZ persist into the 21st century. North Korea's nuclear program has advanced, with missile tests escalating global concerns. Cyber warfare and espionage continue to shape the conflict, while soldiers stand guard at the joint security area. The DMZ remains a flashpoint, a reminder that the Cold War never truly ended. The world watches closely, aware that this frozen conflict could thaw at any moment. Today, the DMZ stands as the last Cold War divide, a relic of ideological struggle frozen in time. Aerial views reveal a stark contrast between the densely populated South and the isolated North. Aging veterans still gaze across the border, wondering if reunification will ever come. The DMZ's legacy is one of tension and paradox, a place of both danger and unexpected beauty. It serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of division and the enduring hope for peace.